I'm off the grid for 1 week, right? Just 1 fucking week. And then I come back and the whole fucking house is on fire. Can I not leave you guys alone? Do I have to defend free speech on the internet on my own? It's a huge responsibility, isn't it? I don't think I can shoulder this. I'll be the very last person on the entire internet to make a video about this YouTube shit, but it has to be said. So you're welcome, Nick. You're no longer the last. I saw a blog post a couple of weeks ago, maybe it was a couple of months ago, by some YouTube legal bloke. And the things that he was proposing, they scared me shitless. And now, the things that they're actually wanting to implement, they do even more so, right? This has scared me so shitless that I sold my toilet. I'm never gonna need it again, right? It scared me so shitless that it scared me pissless also. I'm not gonna go through every detail of the whole thing because, let's be honest here, you've seen all that already. But I have some things to say about the general gist of the issue. Let's just say that this whole limited state thing is absolutely fucking horrifying, and whoever invented it is a massive twat, right? This is just censorship posing as not censorship, despite it obviously being censorship. And to me, as a YouTuber that does sort of controversial content from time to time and discusses controversial topics on the occasion, that's fucking terrifying, right? I got on this whole YouTube train later than I wanted to, and I got on the whole, you know, talking about shit channel type style thing too late, I think. And now I'm terrified that it's not just that'll prevent me from building anything near a proper audience at some point in the future, but also that YouTube now wants to kill me. Because let's be honest here for a moment, there will never ever, in the history of ever, well, in the near future at least, be a viable alternative to YouTube. It's not going to happen, right? Not only is it ridiculously expensive to run YouTube, it doesn't make a profit. Even though it makes billions upon billions, it does not make a profit. And Google gets to run it cheaper than fucking everyone else because they own so much internet infrastructure, right? And then imagine if someone went ahead and did an alternative to it that was actually getting somewhere. Do you think YouTube, who controls everything on the entire, Google I mean, who controls everything on the entire internet with the search results, is not gonna say, yeah, this is, nobody's gonna find this anymore in ever now? It's not happening. Especially now that Google isn't just after profits, but now that they're apparently ideologically motivated to just censor anything that they don't like. But there's another way that Google wants to fight sort of objectionable content that's not as terrible as the limited state, and that's by a sort of strategic ad placement and mild search result manipulation. I do like the idea of sort of fighting ISIS on the internet, because I'm not going to go to the Middle East to shoot guns, because I'm not that type of guy. But here's the right. For one thing, I'm not 100% settled on the issue, because I do believe that in free speech, and I do believe that ISIS should have free speech. But if YouTube or Google sees some cunt radicalizing and trying to go lop some heads off and throw some faggots off buildings, and then they intervene in that by pointing him in another direction very subtly, I think that's a good idea, because, you know, any gay that's not being thrown off a building, I think is a good thing. And also every head that stays on the shoulders is also a good thing. It's like when you Google ways of committing suicide, right? And then Google pops up like a list of suicide hotlines in your area, or how you can get help, and that maybe you possibly should not be killing yourself, right? It's not a bad idea in principle. But YouTube is working with a number of groups to make this whole thing happen, and they want to make sure that free speech isn't limited, which is why they're working with these other groups to make that happen. But if we look at the list of some of the groups that they're working with, Well, we can tell that the protection of free speech is not what's going to happen at all based on these organizations' previous fucking track record. Imagine if YouTube went ahead and sort of said, we're gonna start a campaign against anti-Semitism now. We're gonna fight anti-Semitic content. And then in their associate organizations, it would be the National Socialist German Workers' Party, complete with sort of swastika eagle and all. Would that not be the slightest bit suspicious to anyone, right? Add to this the evidence that we have now that Google is indeed a corporate cult at the highest level in their corporate culture, and they've basically made up their minds and decided that, yeah, it's not at all objectionable to use our vast fucking power to control the narrative that people are allowed to talk about, and the situation looks dire indeed. Here's the thing, right? You can't place the protection of free speech or the assurance that some analysis will be fair and balanced into the hands of an institution. Because the institution will always look out for itself first. The only people that you can place in charge of this is the free market of ideas, right? The eyeballs, the hive mind that watch things. And by that, we essentially mean that you don't place anyone in charge of protecting free speech. You allow free speech to be protected by the people who profit from it and don't do anything to ever sort of hinder its freedom at all. Even if you had a fair mix of right-wing, left-wing and center organizations on this committee that YouTube is building, nothing would ever be as good as the actual people who consume the videos in determining what is and what is not objectionable. And really, even when things are objectionable, they should not be deleted off the site, only when they're pornographic, or they're violent, or they actually encourage violence against certain individuals, or they're doxing, all those things that are legitimate grounds for deleting something. YouTube has already been sort of promoting videos that nobody actually wants to watch on an ideological basis, right? And you can look at the dislikes on those videos, and they speak for themselves, right? The eyeballs do not like what they see. I believe that YouTube is right now in a genuine danger of destroying its own platform by becoming an institution instead of an open marketplace. Because institutions, meaning the old TV stations that control everything they send, is the reason people went to YouTube in the first place. But who knows, right? Maybe this whole thing will just blow over and nothing will happen, just like the other 10,000 times that YouTube decided it wanted to clean up its act. But somehow I have the feeling that this time it's different. Just because of the whole memo situation that was out there, and all the people that are now speaking up and saying, yeah, guys, YouTube is no longer interested in the same values that you are. But if shit does hit the fan, we will be completely and utterly fucked forever without absolutely any recourse that anyone could possibly have. But still, we're gonna have to take measures. I believe that with these recent developments, these ideological developments, legislature needs to step in and make the manipulation of search results for ideological reasons illegal, right? It's like, it should be like net neutrality, but for search engine results. Don't ban ads. If you put ads in the bar, and it's no problem. The ads in the search results are not a problem. But there needs to be a certain neutrality of search engines, so that they can't prefer certain ideas over others, to make sure the conversation remains open, right? Because at this point, everybody uses these platforms, right? Everybody does. And even on as far as I'm aware, free speech also exists on private property. I don't like the idea of the government having to step in to solve this problem. And with all the power that Google has, and apparently its readiness to use it, it's not going to. But it is necessary. It's a necessary thing that needs to happen. It's like Denmark, right? Denmark doesn't have a minimum wage because people there are generally not enslaved by their employers. So it's not really necessary to make that legislature, right? But if things started to turn like they are in America, and employees were all about fucking paying nothing and getting the most out of the workforce, by essentially treating them as slaves, the Danish government would have to step in and put in a minimum wage, because then the legislature would be necessary. Anyway, there won't be a Who is Betty this week, which you may have already noticed if you subscribe to that channel, because they come out on Wednesday and it's Thursday, so... And also, I'm just too fucked up still from Varkin. I'm not really in the zone. I'm still sort of out there. In other news, I'm working on a character. I think you guys might like it. If you've paid a lot of attention to my videos, to sort of details in them, you might be able to figure out what it is. And also, if you're Magog of Morskar, you also know what it is because I told you. But if you manage to figure it out, I'll give you a high five. Maybe. I don't know. If you're filthy, I'm not sure I want to touch you. That will make you very uncomfortable. So yeah, I'm gonna go chill now and play some fucking Minecraft. Bye.